And welcome back. Our final guest is the sometimes controversial writer and political pundit, H. Brown. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
You were here when we started, and since that time we have become, in effect, good friends, or at least good colleagues.
We exchange ideas.
We exchange ideas, and while I take rap sometimes from some people for having you on, I still think you're one of the... I think you're a great writer, first of all. I write, and I'm just saying I think that just as a writer goes, you maintain that edgy tradition of mean streets, Hunter Thompson type writing. I don't know if San Francisco... Well, your San Francisco is pretty tough, isn't it? You see a lot.
Well, I want to thank you for the smoke, Arthur. And I want to ask you, who is telling you not to have me online?
No one's saying
No. So people are giving you hassle. Who's that, Arthur? You used to run a WWF on this show. I mean, you used to be down and dirty. You used to be Jerry Springer.
You do mellow out.
You don't do that anymore.
No, you mellow out. The city changed, too, I think. I think the city's changed.
I'm still here, Arthur.
You're still here, but if you look at the board...
A lot of us are still here.
If you look at the board and you look at the mayor, you find that everyone's become very bland, very cooperative, non-antagonistic. It's not comfortable or it's not proper to be antagonistic.
The tide comes in, the tide goes out,
this
Arthur.
Program
this too will change.
Well, you know, I believe there's, and this is what I'm going to ask you. Underneath, you go under the currents. What do you see under the currents? It seems to be very congenial on the surface among politicians and leadership here.
Go under the currents, go over the top, go in the universe. San Francisco is a special place. It has always drawn the artist here. I came to San Francisco in 1966 for sex, drugs, rock and roll, and one other thing.
And you
probably came here for the same thing.
I'm a native.
I
was born here.
So were my grandchildren. So were my grandchildren. And this is what I want to point out to you this year. The other thing I came here for was art. My grandmother was a Clemens, as in Samuel Langhorne Clemens. She was a direct descendant of the writer. We've always come here. My daughter came here, and I have two wonderful grandkids who were born here. So we're moving in on you, Arthur.
I know. You know, I'm going to ask you this, though. Do you really think that the city... I've had many artists on this program, and you've actually helped me find some. And I have asked them, has San Francisco become a caricature of itself? In other words, because everyone presumes there's creativity flowing in the streets, that everyone's an artist, everyone's a writer, everyone's an actor, and the talent level and the quality level is not like it used to be. Maybe I'm wrong.
Not nonsense. You're speaking of your generation. And I'm of your generation, but I'm telling you that the lame people in this town are the people who say, I'm a San Francisco native, I've been here forever, therefore I am imbued with artisticness. No. The fact of the matter is that the people that give the vitality to this town come from outside of town. They come here pursuing Hunter Thompson. They come here pursuing Ferlinghetti. They come here pursuing Mark Twain. And they're always going to come here as long as those artists are published. No, it's not getting weaker. It's going to be as strong as it is. The question is, will we house them when they come here?
Okay, well, okay. How about the politics, the green politics, the progressive politics? Mr. Gonzalez was on the program last week and claims they've never been more organized, more ready to take the mayor's office. How do you feel about that?
There's only one candidate for mayor next year that I can see that even begins to fill all of the needs for the office, and that's Michael Hennessy. Hennessy has been the sheriff for 20, 30 years, I don't know, whatever. This guy could come in, unifying the police and the sheriff's department, which has been suggested before, is a huge battle. We've got a tremendous problem with the Office of Emergency Services. We have a tremendous problem with the fire department. We have a tremendous problem with the police department. The only major service provider that carries a gun that we don't have a problem with is Hennessy's department. He's been running it. My candidate for mayor next year is Michael Hennessy.
You do get involved with both politics and commenting and viewing and observing. Where do you think the politics? Where do you think the politics of the board? What do you think of the politics of the mayor?
Peskin is getting ready to win another term as board president. He's a complete sellout at this point. He just handed the St. Francis Yacht Club a 47-year lease to discriminate this is the first property. It's the most valuable piece of property in the world, 1.3 acres. Coming in from Golden Gate Bridge, the first place that any commercial enterprise can inhabit is the San Francisco Yacht Club. They discriminate. For $50,000 a year, they will be able to not allow anybody in from now on for 47 years. And what do they do with that $50,000? They hand it back to the head of Rec and Park, who also is taking in the money. We're privatizing rights. We're privatizing. We've privatized the soccer fields through Fisher. I'm saying that what's going to happen over the next 2 years is more privatization, more privatization, more privatization. And I'm not discouraged, because people like me are going to keep coming to San Francisco over and over and over, and providing for the new people coming in is the most important thing that we can do, and there's a solution for that.
What about Daley? Do you think he's on your side?
My side, I think Daley's fantastic, but Daley's a great politician. I mean, this guy actually deals with downtown developers. You know what you got to know, first of all, if you're on my side? You got to know that you don't have a prayer. And you make deals from that basis all the way in. Daley can make deals on that basis all the way in. Gonzalez did too. I've got arguments with Gonzalez, but Daley's a very real politician. And as a matter of fact, remember, it's a three-choice vote next year for mayor. It's an IRV choice. I'm taking Hennessy, I'm taking Daley, and I'm leaving my third slot open. Could be you, Arthur.
What do you think of the mayor's performance?
The mayor's had a disastrous performance. He jumped on the Green Party is not a party here. The Green Party is a think tank. They come up with ideas. One of their ideas was gay marriage, which Gavin refused to endorse on the campaign stump against Gonzalez. It's a Green Party issue. Wonderful. It scored and all that. The city is in a more dangerous shape than it was when Gavin took over. He's a disaster with emergency services. He's rolled over for downtown. He rolled over for Shorenstein and Mid-Market with the C3 parking, all the way down the line, period. Lennar, Treasure Island, we're losing San Francisco. We can take it back, though. These are merely legalistic. These are contracts that can be changed down the line.
What did you think of Matt Gonzalez's assessment that next year's the first time that a true, quote, progressive can win the mayor's office?
I think that Matt won the last mayor's race.
And
absolutely a progressive. No single person can beat Newsom next time, but three can. And thank you, Stephen Hill, for making that a possibility.
Do you think that will actually happen, though, or do you think the left or progressives will not find a candidate or candidates that can make that happen? I mean, what is the likelihood?
I like Gavin Newsom, I really do, but I think he is an incredible failure as mayor. I think that people realize by now that he is all form and no substance, that he's run by the Fishers and the Shorensteins from behind the scenes, and that this is going to come home to roost, because San Francisco contains 439 very discerning voters, and we're going to get a full turnout next year. What's that office? Aren't they running for president or something too?
That's in 208.
Yeah, that's in 208. So what do we got? We got DA this time, and we got mayor.
Probably both of them. Yeah.
Who do you like for DA?
I'm asking you the
Why
question.
not Gonzalez?
Well,
why not Gonzalez?
What does
for
Gonzalez
DA?
want? You're not close to him.
I'm not close to him. He double-crossed my ex-girlfriend Chrissy Kiefer, and I love her dearly. And so
she was running for Congress.
Gonzalez can save himself. Gonzalez is the best candidate that the left has right now. He has Clay this and that, and Achilles this and that, but don't we all?
What difference would Matt Gonzalez have made if he were mayor right now? What do you think? What would be the major differences?
Oh, my Lord.
What would major differences?
How about we'd have a different police chief, we'd have a different fire chief, we'd have a different head of OES. How about we would have a tidal power experimental plant running under the bridge, which is the second most important thing that you can do for this town, next to land trust, to keep artists in town. Go ahead.
Do you think those would actually have been enacted?
Oh,
I mean, but what I'm saying is, in the end, everyone is moving to the left in the city, including Gavin Newsom.
Nonsense.
Where
in the world do you get that?
Do you see the city as right-leaning or left-leaning?
It's right-leaning by far. But this is what matters in this town, and you know it, is property ownership, period. The control of property is what matters in this town, and a very few number of people control the property in this town. That's why I say everything is actually fluid. That can change in a moment. The whole economy of this city is based on sand. It's based on tourism. That's insane. I mean, one plane crash and suddenly you lose your major link of your economy. We should be built on students. This should be like Heidelberg. This should be like Hiroshima. This should be a town of all students, because you can't run home because there's anthrax in the subway if you got a final next week, right? We're basing our entire population, our economy upon sand. It's preposterous.
You don't think that can change, though, right? Tourism is the key. What about these?
We've got 50 vacant schoolhouses around town. Why not bring in every award-winning kung fu class or tractor rebuild or art institute or anything across the nation and bring them here? We are the center of the world, Arthur. We can draw people from all over the world.
But, you know, I know you well enough to know, for all these months we've had this dialogue, that you're a realist, and you know, this is what you would like to see happen, but in reality, you're actually pretty pragmatic as well. I mean, what do you think really can be accomplished? You can't change tourism to be the primary industry. You can't change biotechnology from dominating South of Market. There are still artists around. There's the Academy of Art, is one of the largest institutions in the world.
Proves my point.
They might as well open up every corner like a deli.
Proves my point. Proves my point. Their students are not going to run away because 3 people crash airlines.
Right, and they are here, and there is a strong digital industry developing, and that's what they're feeding and doing quite a good job.
They're feeding that now, but they fed other needs before. What they feed is all of these people coming into San Francisco who are drawn here by the art, who are drawn here by the magic.
It's still happening.
It's
if you
always going to
consider
happen.
Digital industry is art industry too. So I mean, in a way, you're still right. You're right about that. Just gone computerized. We run out of time. In the end, though, sounds like you're fairly happy with San Francisco. I mean,
hey, let me give some names. Rich Hillis had twins this year. Luke Thomas had twins. My daughter had my first grandson on New Year's Day. We lost Sue Bierman this year. But across the board, San Francisco is prospering and
reproducing.
And reproducing. And Arthur, just like you, they're all native San Francisco.
And including your 2 daughters. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. For program schedules, post-production notes, and free streaming video of select interviews, visit our website at www.sfunscripted.com.